Hello, my name is Linda Leaf. I'm an international table tennis umpire and a national referee. I am now going to explain to you the doubles rules in table tennis. So here we have two doubles pairs, okay? We have the team of Captain Kirk and Captain Picard, Luke Skywalker and Princess Leia. All right, now let's assume, all right, well first, let's assume that they have done the hide the ball, or there was a referee at the table who flipped a coin to decide who is going to serve first and who is going to receive first in ends of table. So let's assume that the team of Kirk and Picard won the hide the ball and they chose to receive first. So that means this team, Luke and Princess Leia, okay, are going to serve first. They have no choice. They're going to serve first. But they get their choice of ends, okay? And they chose this end. So now, all right, so now between the two of them, okay, they can decide who is going to serve first. And between the two of them. And so let's say Luke is going to serve first. Okay? Now between the two of these two, this team, okay, they can decide who is going to receive first. And let's assume, just a little bit, there you go, that Captain Kirk is going to receive first. Now, in doubles, as you may know, when you serve, you have to always serve diagonal. Right quadrant to right quadrant, never this way. Even if it's a lefty, always this way, okay? So Luke would be serving to Kirk, and Kirk is the receiver. He has to return it, okay? Picard can't push him all the way and say, I got this, and return the ball. No, he has to return it. But once he returns the ball, okay, Princess Leia then has to hit the ball. So in doubles, you have to alternate hitting with your partner. If you hit the ball twice in a row, you lose the point. Your team loses the point. All right? But you always start this way. If he's serving first, he's always receiving. So now after, just like in singles, you would serve twice, okay? So this team serves twice. And after Luke has served twice, he switches with his partner. Princess Leia, you come over here, okay? And now this team, serves, okay? The ball. So Kirk would be serving to Princess Leia. Now, he would serve twice. She would have to receive. But then after she hits it back anywhere on the table, okay, then you have to alternate anything with your partner. It's only the serve that has to go diagonal. The receive, okay, she can return it and hit it anywhere on the table. Okay, so now, after Kirk has served twice, they switch, okay, and Princess Leia, serves twice to Picard. Okay, and after she serves, they switch. Okay, Picard serves twice to Luke, switch. And now Luke serves twice to Kirk. So you notice, we're right back where we started. Okay, so in this first game of the match, Luke is always serving to Kirk. Kirk is always serving to Princess Leia. Princess Leia is always serving to Picard. Picard is always serving to Luke in this first game of the match. All right? Okay, now, it's the second game of the match. Okay? And just like in singles, you switch ends. Switch ends, just like in singles. Okay? Now, and just like in singles, you alternate who serves first. So in the first game, it was the team of Luke and Princess Leia that served first. Now it's this team, okay, serves first. Kirk and Picard. Now, the two of them, though, can decide who's going to serve first. Okay, they can. But once they have made that decision, so let's assume they have decided that Kirk is going to serve first in this game. Okay? This team has no choice on who the receiver is going to be. It has to be a different receiver than whoever received Kirk's serve in the first game. Do you remember who received Kirk's serve in the first game? It was Princess Leia. Okay, so now Luke has to receive Kirk's serve. Once they can decide who's going to serve first in the second game, but then they have no choice. The receiver has to be a different receiver than the one immediately preceding in the previous game. Everybody got it? So in the second game, essentially, every player is serving to a different player on the opposing team than they did in the preceding game. And there's only two choices. So now in the third game of the match, okay, you switch ends again. And now, this pair can decide, they're going to serve first, okay? They can decide which one of them is going to serve first. Doesn't matter. Let's assume they decide it's Luke. Now the receiver, again, this team has no choice. It has to be a receiver who is different than the one in the preceding game. Essentially, they're back to the serve-receive configuration they had in the first game. In this case, then, Luke would be serving to Kirk. All right? Okay, now, let me give you a very simple rule. If you follow this rule, the serve-receive rotation will work out. And that is this. After you serve, switch with your partner. After you serve, switch with your partner. And just like in singles, you're alternating the team, the player, in singles, the team, in doubles, who serves first every other game. Okay? But in doubles, you have to alternate who the receiver is going to be than in the previous game. But if you follow the rotation after you serve, switch with your partner during the game itself, everything will work out. Now let me also mention one thing. If by chance you find that the serve-receive rotation is wrong, all of a sudden someone realizes and everybody goes, oh yeah, this is wrong, okay? Kirk is supposed to be serving to Luke and not Princess Leia, all right? So what do? You immediately correct the serve-receive rotation. You do not replay any points. Just correct it and continue on from there, whatever the score is. All right, now it gets a little dicey, okay? The rule is just like in singles. Remember in singles, when one player, at last possible game of the match, which means it's a tied match, one player reaches 5 points, you switch ends. You do the same thing in doubles. In doubles, last possible game of the match, which means it's a tied match, one team, doubles pair, reaches 5 points, you switch ends and switch receivers. You don't change the server, you switch receivers. Now let me give you 2 scenarios to walk you through this, okay? So let's assume it's the last possible game of the match, which means it's a tied match. If a match is best of 5, you're in the 5th game. The teams are tied 2 games apiece. And let's assume Luke is serving to Kirk, okay? Now let's assume that the score is 4-3. Luke serves, okay? Luke's team, Luke and Princess Leia wins the point. Now the score is 5-3. It's the last possible game of the match. Okay? So you switch ends. Now, who serves, who receives? Okay. Well, last possible game in the match. You switch ends, but you don't switch the serve-receive rotation. So let's start with that. Let's take this step at a time and it will make sense. So if you're not switching the serve-receive rotation, just like in singles you don't, the score was 5-3, remember? So 5-3 is 8 divisible by 2. This team now serves. Or if it was in singles, this team would now be serving. So they serve. And now they would be serving at 3-5. But now this is doubles. And so what's the rule in doubles? After you serve, switch with your partner. Switch. Because Luke just got done serving. And he was the receiver. Now, normally, in a doubles game, if it were not the last possible game of the match, at this point in time, okay, Luke would be serving to Princess Leia, okay? Not Luke, I'm sorry, Picard, okay, would be serving. But the rule in doubles is last possible game of the match, when one team reaches 5 points, you switch ends and you switch receivers. Switch. Okay, so Kirk serves to Luke, and he would serve 2 because the score is 3-5, and you continue the rest of the match that way. Okay, now let's take another scenario. Let's assume, stay there, let's assume it's the last possible game of the match, okay, and the team of Kirk and Picard, okay, are 4, and the team of Luke and Princess Leia, okay, are 2. They play the point out. This team wins, so now it's 5-2. Okay, time to switch ends. Switch ends. Okay, so now it's 5-2. So at 5-2, who serves? If they were even in singles, they still have another serve because it's 5-2. They still get another serve. You don't change that, okay? All right, so the team of Kirk and Picard get another serve, but now the rule is last possible game of the match in doubles, you switch hands, what they did, and switch receivers. Switch. Okay, so now Kirk would serve one to Princess Leia, just serve once, and then they would continue and then that would be, this team would serve, you guys would switch, after you serve, switch with your partner, and they would continue the match that way. Finish the match, I should say, with that serve-receive rotation. Okay, thank you for your time.